Welcome to today's video, and it will be about what my opinion is on one of probably the most beneficial things I've purchased for my rig. And anybody who does racing or flight simulator, you'll benefit from this if you build a rig or customize some things and you're looking for mounting options and whatnot, and it is a 3D printer. Now, almost everything here is mounted with either something I found online or custom made using Tinkercad. I'll go over that in a little bit. But down to mounting this, measuring it to make it fit here. This is 3D printed. This is 3D printed. These mounts, 3D printed. 3D printed. 3D printed. Everything down to even the macro housing for my button and the mount, 3D printed. Aesthetics, 3D printed. The mounts for my Virtual control panels, 3D printed. You get the point. This piece right here, that was 3D printed from the manufacturer on my Proflight trainer. Well, that piece broke, and this was loose because of it. Well, they sent me the file, and I just printed it instead of waiting weeks. I print extra pieces for cable management, clips to hold wires in place, any kind of aesthetics, but also this helps hide a lot of wires, so I have extra ready to go. And they just make it look better, but also I hide a lot of wires in there. I've printed mounts that I used and then changed out. I've printed profile for mounting light things, future accessories, holders, custom made things that worked or didn't work. And these are products that you could also buy online too, right? And some of these will cost you maybe $10, $15, $20 on Etsy, but this would have been a waste of money, waste of money, waste of money. All of this stuff that I've tested over and over again would have been a waste of money, but instead these cost pennies, right? So now the filament I can get for about $10, and the printer that I use is the Bambu Labs P1S. They discontinued it now, but it's still for sale for $400. That's a steal. For the amount of stuff that I've purchased versus printed, I've saved a lot of money. I've printed different mounts for my transducers, right? And I've tried additional mounts. As you can see here, I've printed here, I've tried this, and then I tried a different mount, and I'm currently printing another mount. Here we are printing another transducer mount for the Dayton Audio BST1. These mounts go for between $15 to $20 a pop. I've tried 7 or 8 different versions of these. That's hundreds of dollars that I would have spent. This here shows you what's going on, how long it's going to take. So in 2 hours, I'll know if this mount works or is good. And if you learn how to use Tinkercad, you could just make custom things. I actually outfitted this by measuring my space heater remote, a fan remote, and LED remotes for the room with calipers. And then I went into the program and I printed them, and I even gave them some holes so there would be no suction. Mounted it right onto the rig with some clips. Very basic. And there's standard YouTube tutorials that'll get you going in like 10 minutes.
What is Tinkercad? Well, essentially, you can go into a program that's free at tinkercad.com and learn how to make a 3D item that you can then export as an STL file into a slicer and then print.
I've tried a dozen different mounts for a mouse. Now, not everybody might run into the same issue I had, but for motion, the mouse moves, so I got the trackball. But with this, I had to custom design so there's no rattle with my bass shakers. I did the same thing. I have glove holders, a point control holder. I have cup holders, an e-stop button cover for aesthetics, another handle so I can get in and out easily. So it's just endless options. My Quest controllers, 3D printed with a magnet inside that I have mounted externally from the rig, so that way the movement of the rig does not wake up my Quest remotes. And if you're not printing for purpose, print something for fun. I don't have AMS, which allows you to print in color, so I just pick a base layer, and then I use acrylic paint markers for fun, all right? So I've created this. If you wanted to buy a real one of these, it's going to cost you $800 or so. Little fun figurines and whatnot. And as a bonus, I've 3D printed stuff for non-flight sim purposes, gaming purposes. I have printed practical things at my house. And in a pinch, I didn't have spare items once, and it was like 2 in the morning and I was working on my rig. I printed more T-slot nuts for my profile. I printed screws that hold things in place. If I don't need it to be mounted securely, that's fine. I've printed wrenches. I've had products break on me and that I've just replaced by printing something. You know how long that takes to print? About 4 minutes. I've even gone as far as customizing what other people have made and remixing them to make a nice little gun stock for standalone VR games that I can play for shooters. So endless options. You buy something for a couple $100. Filament can cost you anywhere between $10 and $20, and you can save overall, if you're going to get really into this, $1,000 or so, and you get to customize everything.